Now, here's the scary thing though. That's not where it ends, you see, because there's an opposite to this, right? Because if I feel bad, then what's that going to do to my activity? What's that going to do to the quality of my activity? What's that going to do to the quantity of my activity? So fundamentally, you've got to understand what are the feelings that kill success. Because the more you can understand what those feelings are, the more you can coach around them, the more you can coach people through them, the more you can really start to understand them at a deep enough level to have a meaningful conversation with another person about them. Now, what's the opposite of focus? The opposite of focus is generally overwhelmed. If I'm feeling overwhelmed, there's a high probability I'm not going to be motivated to do what it takes or to do it well. And what I'm finding again and again and again in so many organizations is that at the root of failure, at the root of mediocrity is just a consistent sense and feeling of overwhelm. I've just got too much to do. And if you're wondering about that, just start paying attention to the way that people introduce themselves these days. You say, hey, how are you going? And they go, I'm so busy. I've got so much on. I'm so flat out. I'm so stretched. I don't have balance. All of those are indicators that at some level they're suffering overwhelm. And if I'm suffering that overwhelm, I'm in big trouble. If you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed right now about your coaching and having to do what it takes to create performance in your people, well, that's okay. Welcome to the human race. That's the game we have to play if we want to fill the room full of achievers. So overwhelm is a really damaging feeling. Frustrated, another hugely damaging feeling.
Dean, I'm trying, but it's just not working. Dean, I'm doing what they tell me, but I'm not getting the results. Dean, I tried that objection response, but it didn't work. Dean, I'm just not making the progress I thought I was going to make.
You get someone in that emotional state, in that mental state, we're going to have some problems because see what happens when I feel bad, I tend to do bad, or I do just enough to keep my job, or I totally avoid stuff. I take more days off feeling sick. I watch more Netflix to check out of my current state. I ignore my numbers because I don't want to talk about them because I don't feel great about them. So people who are frustrated are very rarely successful, and you've got to coach them through that. What that often leads to is apathy.
No, it's not going to make that much of a difference, Dean. Oh, it's not that important. No, I'll get to it later on in the day. Oh, I will improve, but I'm just having a few challenges at home at the moment.
And apathy is a really high risk. People who feel fixed or stuck.
Dean, I can't change. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. I'm 55 years old, which is what I am. I'm pretty set in my ways. No, look, I used to do it this way at my old firm, and I just think that's a better way. I don't want to change.
And the scary thing about these feelings is they all lead to the scariest feeling for a salesperson in the world, in my mind, which is helplessness.
Dean, there is nothing I can do about it. Dean, you don't understand how much our insurance has gone up. Dean, you don't understand how that re-rating impacted the way our clients view our firm. Dean, you don't understand my upbringing and I just can't get my head around earning more money. Or Dean, you just don't get it.
And so what you need to understand is that if you're not paying attention to your people's emotional state and you're not thinking each and every day, what is the emotional state that I am coaching, then you are missing what's driving their activity. And when you can start to see your salespeople as humans instead of problems, you start to pay a lot more attention to the way they're feeling and what it is that you're doing and the environment around them is doing to either make them feel good or allowing them and enabling them to feel bad. Absolutely, Mary, so true. In working life, this stuff, it doesn't change, right? Performance is performance. You want to be an amazing mum, an amazing athlete, an amazing friend, an amazing human being. The way you feel about doing what it takes to be that is going to have a massive impact. Now, the question then is, well, Dean, okay,
do I really have to be everyone's psychologist? Do I really have to go to this place? Dean, I'm not qualified to do this. Like, can't they teach themselves to feel better? Like, is that really my responsibility as the leader?
Yes. If we want amazing performance, we have to be amazing at coaching people to feel better about what it is that they need to do. That's what we need. We need to buy into this. We need to live this. And by the way, we need to make sure we're doing things to be on this side of the equation, because if the boss walks in on this side of the equation, wow, we've got some problems.